Hi guys! Hi! Gusto kayo. So, nasa new semester tayo. Nasa new semester for AY 2021. A new semester, a new normal semester. Meron tayo. So, ayan. I believe all of you guys are my previous students, no? So, yan. So, yun, nakakamiss lang yung mga icebreaker niyan kasi dito sa online, pero kailangan hanap ako ng paraan, magkaroon pa rin tayo ng icebreaker. So, tradition kay Sir Bams, kalagitnaan ng klase, kailangan meron tayong icebreaker, yung mga joke time nyo para mara-refresh tayo. Especially itong subject natin ngayon na to. Ito yung tinatawag nating discrete mathematics. Ayan. So, this will be our module 1 part 1, and I will be one of your instructors for this course, discrete math, and my team teaching would be Engineer Darren Miranda. But I believe para mag-concentrate na lang po siya dun sa ating IT essentials para sa ating mga freshmen. So, supposedly team teaching din kami doon, no? Technically, team teaching and doing other things aside from this video or screen recording of your topics or 6 modules. Just in case, dire-diretso na lang siyang IT essentials, please allow me to finish all these 6 modules alone na lang ito siguro sa inyo para mas focus na lang tayo, at ganun din kay Sir Engineer Miranda. Okay? Again, so I'm Engineer Robert Bamba, yours truly, ang magiging instructor dyan for discrete math. So let's start with our module 1 outline. Of course, the 1.1 introduction, we need to define first what is meant by discrete math. So why do we need it, and where to use it? Of course, some real life applications meron tayo dyan. Okay, so proposition. So yan, yung pinaka specific topic natin for this module 1 is the proposition. So define natin. So what are statements or mathematical statements, and define it versus the statement in English language, because this is discrete math. Same lang ba ang statement natin dito sa English language ng proposition? And right after which, knowing the propositions, we have compound statement. After setting some examples, knowing the truth values of this proposition, yan, magkakaroon na tayo ng multiple propositions na magiging compound statement. And under mga compound statement, we have actually some conditional types of propositions. And we have what we call the propositions which are formal in a sense na sila ay actually mayroong mga connectors, connectives, no? So hindi sila general type of proposition na statement na karaniwan natin naririnig. Yan, conditional statements. We have actually 2 major types of these conditional statements, like for example the implication and the biconditional statement. So how do they differ to each other, and paano natin sila logically maintindihan dapat natin sila, no? In some applications in real life natin. Okay, propositional equivalences. Ayan, medyo nabubulo pa si Sir, talaga dun sa bagong na jacket ni Sir, some part of my mouth. Okay guys, excuse me for sometimes I'm having hard time pronouncing some words, but in fact I think I could actually rearrange my tongue para maayos natin to. Okay guys, let's move. What is discrete math or discrete mathematics? So we have here 4 sections. The first one would be with the symbol of this compass. It is the study of mathematical structures that are countable, 1, 2, 3, or intact. They are actually discrete or separable. So it's very much clear dito, dapat daw sila ay countable. At yung binibilang natin dapat talaga eksakto. Wala po ditong fraction, walang decimal number dito. Clear? So when I say 0.005, is that discrete math vocabulary? No, it's not. It should be discrete talaga dapat. When I say 1, it's 1. Pag logic naman ang usapan natin, like for example here in the second definition, it is the logic behind the mathematical reasoning. So discrete pa rin naman yung mga decision dyan, no? Nung pag-decide natin ng isang math equation or isang math logic natin. So it's either invalid or valid. So discrete, alam natin it's yes or no, valid or not, or it's an on or off, or is it true or false. Yan, lagi lang siyang discrete po, no? So hindi to katulad ng mga gigs natin dyan, mga ano natin, medyo mga sinusuyo natin mga girls, no? Ayan, pero excuse me, wala yata yung ano ko, yung tawag dito, ribbon. Yan, yung mga bebs natin dyan, yung mga chicken bebs natin, yung mga girls natin dyan, diba, pag nililigawan sila ng guys or ng guy or ng guys, mga silang naniligaw, of course yan, nili yan. Then pag tinanong siya ng lalaki, sagutin mo na ba ako or anong meron? So ang girl na yan, ngiti-ngiti yan, wala siyang sasagot, hindi, ewan, pwedeng ewan, or maybe yes or no. So that is not actually what we call discrete math. It's actually ambiguous kapag nagsumagot yung mga girls natin, no? So hindi siya discrete math, usually sagot nila yan, no? But of course, nevertheless, mayroon tayong mga hints sa mga girls kapag alam na natin na ano ba, oo, yun. It's always true statement, no? Parang tautology. Ayan. Okay, so discrete, it's always discrete. Okay, example of this discrete structures are combinations, yan, and logical statements. So for combinations, like for example, I have a lottery draw of 6/42. Yan. Discrete in a sense na bibilangin ba natin one by one? Sige, pakabayani po tayo. Kung gusto natin bilangin yung combination ng 6 numero out of 42 sa loto, yan, magpakabayani po tayo. Siguro po kahit buong barangay ay aking yayayahin at bibilangin ang combination ng 642. Salamat kung mabibilang po namin, magsasama-sama pa kami ng power namin. I don't think so. Medyo mahirap. So, possibility, it's so hard to know what is the total number of combinations. So, in a sense, discrete math is actually explaining these formulas for combinations and other functions and other mathematical equations. No? But logically, we are not actually deriving formula. We are looking right after the logic behind this math. That's discrete mathematics. And by the way, ang worry ko, compute natin yung 642 na yan. Ilang combination? Kahit waiting, pwede natin compute yung ilang combination para malaman natin ang chance. No? Ano ba yung chance natin sa pagtataya ng mga games na yan? Okay, hence, it is actually essential to have this Dsmath as a prerequisite course in computer science and other major courses that deals with something like what we call logic, no? Or to be specific, in our case, it's mathematical logic reasoning. In the case of courts, laws, and jurisdiction, meron naman yan ng sariling logic formulation or definition nila ng discrete nila, no? Ang decision nila. But it's very much similar, especially this topic, this module 1. Yun nga lang, we are on the side of a mathematical reasoning. Okay, so that's discrete math. It's all about discrete. It's more on counting. It's yes or no. So we must know the truth value of the statement or a compound statement or a certain hypothesis, okay, or a claim. Yeah. So proving some instances in mathematics. Okay. Ayan. So let's start with a picture of Tom and Jerry. No? Yan, we have here, sino ba si Tom? Yun yung cat, di ba? Tom the cat. Ayan. So, tamang-tama yung pagkakat ng video ko. Tom the cat. Cat na cat nga. Ito, balik tayo guys. No? Yan. So, let's start with the, what you call a picture. No? By Tom and Jerry picture. Ayan sila. Parang, talagang magkasundo sila dito. You know? So, let's think of a statement or a sentence dito sa picture na to. Ayan guys. Sige. Kayo nga, mag-formulate kayo ng sentence. Ayan. So, others may be thinking of about reading, thinking, no? So, thinking. So, in my case, I've chosen to formulate a sentence sa picture nito ng okay, yan. Let's say, Jerry is smarter than Tom. Ayan. Kasi nag-iisip silang pareho. Kaya yun yung naisip ko. Okay, so, Jerry is smarter than Tom is a sentence. Okay, so, is it true that Jerry is smarter than Tom? Ayan, so siguro yung iba sigurado kumontra na. Kasi alam nila parang mas ano si Tom no? Pero common naman dun sa motion pictures nila or dun sa cartoon pictures nila or videos nila is Jerry smarter than Tom. Pero not all the case na ganun ang pananaw ng bawat tao. Actually, pwedeng isipin naman ng iba pala Tom is smarter than Jerry, no? So parang sa mga girls natin parang ambiguous din naman ang dating, you know? Hindi natin alam talaga kung true or false, no? So that in this case I cannot actually consider this as or a mathematical statement. Sabi nga natin kasi discrete math dapat intact or yung sagot natin or exacto or discrete. Kapag sinabi kong oo, kapag hindi tayo mga girls na nililigawan na ewan ang sagot or hindi natin alam kung oo o hindi, di ba? Ambiguous ang dating, ano? So a statement will give us some information, but in English language it's so ambiguous ang dating because Jerry is smarter than Tom, but in the other case the other way around isipin nila, no, that Tom is smarter than Jerry. So, it is neither true nor false ang statement natin dito. So, that is in English statement, but not in discrete mathematics. It should be discrete ang sagot na logical type ng value natin, either valid or invalid, true or false. Let's move to the next examples, no? Ayan, so that is in English statement ang definition natin sa picture na. What about this one, guys? Let's check this one. Okay, so formulate naman tayo ng isang information dito or some statement. So that will actually give us some information, an intact information that has a discrete value. Ayan, dalawa nakatayo, si Jerry and Tom nagsishake hands. In my case, ito yung pinili kong statement that Tom is taller than Jerry. Ayan. Tom is taller than Jerry. Ayan. Sa tingin nyo, ito ba ngayon ay isang mathematical statement? Not just statement in English. Say yes. Say no? Okay. Para dun sa mga nag-say yes, yes, it is of course, a mathematical statement. Bakit po? Kasi a statement is either true or false, but not both. No? Yung kanina kasi ambiguous ang dating, no? Hindi talaga exactly sagot. So dito, the truth value ng statement natin dito, ano yung decision? No? Ano yung truth value kung consider natin yung truth value ng statement na to? Is it true or false? Ayan. So, yung mga sumagot ng no, mali po tayo. Okay? So, ang sagot mo talaga is yes. Bakit? No, it's true that Tom is taller than Jerry. Ayan, no? Kitang-kita sa picture talagang mataas naman si Si Tom the cat kay Jerry. Ayan. Yan, I remember sana. Tom the cat nga pala. Tama. Tom the cat. Tom is the cat. Ayan. Yan. So, mas taller nga si Tom. Ayan. So, mathematically or discrete math, in essence ngayon, nakita natin na eksakto that the height of Tom and Jerry can actually be measured. And kapag na-measure natin, intact ang sagot natin that Tom is taller than Jerry. So, hindi na siya English statement. Discrete mathematics statement na tayo. Okay? Pero hindi siya pwedeng oo at saka sabay hindi. Or true, likewise, it is also false. Hindi pwede. Not both. Yan ang ating mathematical statement. Or, just simply call it as a statement. No? Ayan, yan, biglang pumasok. Talagang naka-blue pa rin, no? So, malaki nga lang yung laso dyan, yung ribbon niya. Ayan, sino ba yan? Biglang sumisikit, no? Hey, guys. Ayan. So, wow! What a nice picture background. Yan ang statement niya. Is this a statement? Rather, no? Ang tarong. No? This second picture, no? Or yung nakasulat dyan. Wow! What a nice picture background. Ano sagot? Okay, para dun sa mga sumagot in their mind ng yes, mali po tayo. Yan, nakabawi naman po yung mga kanina. Ayan, mali po tayo kasi ang statement, no, hindi naman tayo sasagutin ito ng true or false, but actually it is a definitely not answerable by actually by true or false. No, it's just or cannot be, we cannot give a truth value of true or false in there. No. So, bakit? In the first place, paano kung sa iba hindi naman na good ang background ng picture na yan, di ba? So, in the end, the mere fact we have actually exclamation point. So, it's an exclamatory type of sentence na ika nga doon sa English. Kaya hindi po yan ating matuturing na isang discrete math statement. Huh? Ayan, so, bye-bye. Wala muna natin yung picture na yan. Yan, it is not. No, it is not. No, it is not. It is not statement. A mathematical statement. Okay? More examples. Listen carefully. Ayan. Uy, makinig bigla. Hindi, example yan statement. No? Listen carefully. Ayan. So, mathematical statement or not? Okay, this time, tumama naman yung mga sumagot na no. Kasi yan po ay nag-uutos. Ano ba yung nag-uutos sa English statement? Imperative. Okay? So, ayan, nag-uutos po siya. No? Ayan. Not mathematical statement. How about, ayan, may sagot na kagad. Yan, medyo lalo ako matatanong, nakasagot na, nag-flash na agad. Okay, there is a mathematical statement nevertheless. Of course, no, all squares are rectangle. Totoo naman. Yung truth value na, it's true. It is a mathematical statement because you could actually say that it's true that all squares are rectangle. Okay? Yun nga lang, yung two sides of the square equal sides, no? Still all squares are rectangle, so it's true and it is a mathematical statement. So what is the name of your discrete math teacher? Your discrete math teacher. Ayan, may sumagot. Ayan, si Sir Darwin daw po, hindi po muna daw dapat kayo. Just kidding. So ayan, ako nga, my teacher, you Sir discrete math, your instructor in discrete math. But the question is, what is this? Is it an English statement or is it a mathematical statement? So it's not, because it is actually asking a question, no? Tatanungin mo, what is the name of your discrete math teacher? Yes. No, hindi ganun. Hindi po siya pwedeng maging ganun ang sagot. So, dapat pangalan. No. Pangalan na may sasagot natin. Ayan. So, that's a statement, no? O a definition. Oh, by the way, meron pang sumingit na isa pala. Okay, the sides of all quadrilateral are equal. ano to? Ayan, false statement. No? Ayan. Yes, it's true. It is a statement. Yan. Okay na. So, allowed lang kasi ako tag 10 minutes ng mga clips ko dito. So, Bandicat. But thank you. Otherwise, I have my free trial version of this tool, no? By Bandicam and Bandicat. Ayan, yung pagre-record ng video screen natin. Ayan. Okay, by the way, let's move on. Let's continue. Oops. By the way, meron pa rin tawad. Talagang last example, tapos final example. Ano ba talaga yung final example? Meron pa tayong examples, guys. Yan, he lives in Manila. So, ano masasabi natin? Fast track na natin. So, this is not a mathematical statement. Why? Because he might be living in other places. And, to be specific, we don't actually use pronoun sa statement na mathematical statement natin. No? We usually use no. Okay? Our municipal mayor's office is around 2 kilometers from his place. So, yan. Meron pa rin tayong pang-replace ng noun, his. So, hindi pa rin valid, ano? Yan. So, yan. Okay na yung mga dalawang final examples natin. So, introduction pa rin, no? Nag-introduce na tayong definition ng discrete math. Another introduction for propositional logic na tayo sa proper or specific topic na tayo ng 4 module 1. Okay, so let's of course divide this two words topic, propositional logic, into two. Of course, let's divide it muna. So let's try to define first logic. Okay, logic is used to distinguish between the valid and invalid mathematical arguments. Ayan, so intact pa rin. So since discrete math, so knowing what is yes or no, true or false, on and off. Yan. Okay, that's a simple definition for logic dito sa Dsmath natin. Okay. And actually, logic was actually developed by, thanks to the genius mind, Aristotle. Application in computer science, computer circuit, designing in computer circuits, construction of computer program, verifications of the correctness of the program. Yes, lalo na dun sa programming level, no? So, I remember isang nagde-develop ng PHP ba yung tawag niya sa coding. So, sa pag-develop ng website, meron siyang isang logical decision part doon. Meron double ampersand, may dalawang double vertical sign, then may mga operators pa nga, less than, greater than, habang mga equation niya para dun sa statement ng isang pag-create ng page niya ng login details and username, password. What if nag-link daw siya dun sa, biglang nag-click daw sa ng ibang link, anong mangyayari? Yan. Tapos bibilangin kung valid daw, kung valid din yung combinations, kung may special characters, capital letters, small caps. So, all of this nandun sa isang equation ng isang programmer. So, in essence, ang mga propositional logics natin later on magagamit din sa computer science. That's just one example of application, no? In digital electronic system naman, since digital, and the mere fact we know that digitals are on and off. Noong unang panahon kasi dinidesign yung mga building size pa ang mga computers natin. So, without this logic, no, siguro hanggang ngayon nagpo-program pa tayo ng on and off signal tapos sa lalaki ng mga switches para lang mag-code tayo ng program. And it's because of the logic, no? Actually, one of the developer of this logic is sa pag-derive naman ng algebraic expression na masimplify yung algebraic expression was actually George Boole. Logic din ang gamit doon, no? So, discrete math pa rin. Meron din yun. So, nang dahil dun sa logic na yun, mga circuits na to, yung building size, kumonti na simplify yung mga circuits hanggang lumit yung size ng circuit diagram or yung digital circuits niya. It's because of discrete math or logic. Yan. So, that's a logic. So, we have defined logic, defining what is the or distinguishing between true or false. Now, logic is a system based on proposition. Ayan. So, So we need to find proposition then. So what is proposition? So it is actually, yun, kamuha ka ng mga binigay natin example. May patalastas dito, I'm sorry, yan. She was 80 kilogram, now she's 40 kilogram. Excuse me sa mga pop-up na to. Okay, again, going back. Propositions is a declarative sentence, either true or false, but not both. So, in essence, yung ating logic proposition natin is actually knowing the yes or no, or which is valid or not valid in a given declarative sentence. Yan. Okay? So, propositional logic. Yan. For example of a proposition or statement, mathematical statement, meron tayo dito. The current president of the Republic of the Philippines is Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Ayan. So, walang iba. Siya lang ang current president natin. Hindi pa ako nakarinig ng dalawang presidente natin. Hindi. Meron ba? So, wala. I think, wala. So it's declaring, so it's a proposition that's giving us some information, reminding us that our current president is Rodrigo Roa Duterte. And its truth value is, of course, yes, it's true, right? Wala nang iba, kasi siya naman ang current. Today is 2020. Yan. So next example is 1 plus 1 is 2. Yan, binibigyan tayo ng impormasyon. May sagot siya, countable, right? It's 2. So, this is actually a true statement or true proposition. So, what time is it? Yan, so, sabi natin yan, di pwede, it's not a proposition because it's actually asking a question. How about this one? X plus 1 is equal to 2. The right side of the equation must be is asking for the left side of the equation for getting a value of 2, right? To make it equal. The both sides of this equation must be equal. But look at this. We have here x variable plus 1 is equal to 2. Now, what's the value of x? Can I right away answer a truth value of this is a true proposition or not? Una pa lang, hindi ko na alam ang x value. Paano pa ako magiging discrete sa sagot ko? So, this is not a proposition. So, invalid siya. Okay? So, it is not actually a mathematical statement na tinatawag natin proposition. Yan. So, propositions are actually denoted by using letters of the alphabets. Some books usually use capital letters, but in our case, we'll be using small letters. Okay? So, for example, the previous proposition that the current president of the Philippines is Rodrigo Roa Duterte, then we could actually represent it with a variable or a letter. Now, say P. Yan, para president. So, the P is denoting that statement. Yung presidente natin, si Rodrigo Roa Duterte na statement. Okay? So, P, Q, R, S, you can choose whatever letters you want as long as we're dancing on the same protocol that we must use small letters. Pero okay lang naman, kung gusto mo all caps, okay lang naman. But it's not recommended to use a combination of small caps and capital letters. It's not good. It must be straightforward na all caps, and all small letters, all small letters. Hence, na-define natin ang logic, kailangan discrete ang sagot. Tapos yung propositional is either can be answer either yes or no, or true or false, but cannot be both. Then, here's the definition of our propositional logic. It is a declarative sentence that distinguishes between the discrete values of an argument. Yeah, so it's very much clear na ngayon ang propositional logic definition natin. Okay, let's go to what we call the compound statements. When we say compound, ano si compound? Parang naalala ko yung table of elements nun. Medyo nagpapag-iiwanan ako talaga ng chemistry nun eh. Lagi akong nakakatalang nga, medyo naiwanan ako ng chemistry. Compound elements. But parang, yung say compounds, ayan, medyo na-post lang ako. Okay, so compound statements, hello? Okay, I'm ready. Okay, so compound statements, so compounds, maraming nilalaman. So, marami silang statements. O yan. So, to make it straightforward or literal nating define. Compound statements. So, composition of propositions. Combinations of propositions. So, yan. So, many mathematical statements are constructed by combining one or more propositions. Just like what I've said. So, one or more propositions can be combined to form a single compound propositions using this formal, what we call the formal logical operators. Okay? So, magkakaroon tayo ng mga connectors ang magkoconnect ng mga propositions para magkaroon ng compound statements. Okay, for example, let's have this statement, density is a scalar quantity. Okay, so first statement. And then, the second statement is unit of density is mass per unit volume or mass over volume. Mass over volume. Yeah, nanahanap ko yung letter V sound. Okay guys, so can you think of a logical connector in between these two statements or propositions to make it as a whole compound statement? Okay, let's go. So, ayan. So, tingnan natin ano yung mga nag-tick sa mga mind nyo. So, density is a scalar quantity. So, formulate na lang natin. So, density is a scalar quantity. Likewise, it has a mass over volume. Oops, but did I just say likewise? So, parang meron na akong hint eh. No? Ano yung connector? Kasi pero siyang totoo na meron siyang ganun eh. Scalar quantity siya as well as siya ay mass over volume din ang unit of measurement. So, kung pareho niyang pinanghahawakan yun, na totoo, meron siyang ganun, pwede kong gamitin yung logical connector na AND. Ayan. So, tuloy natin na yun. Yan. So, yung paano natin na i-derive na yun yung compound statement. So, revise natin na yung dalawa maging isa. Density is a scalar quantity and its unit of measurement is mass over volume. So, that's how we actually form a compound statement out of propositions or out of statements. We have two statements in this case. Let's move on to the next one. By the way guys, what's the truth value? So, later on, tuturuan natin kayo nung paano mag-decide whether it's true or not ng combination ng dalawang statements. In this case, it's AND. So, kung true yung sa taas, density is a scalar quantity, then the other one is also true sa baba. So, true ang kanyang truth value. So, don't worry guys, as we move on to this module, so meron tayong table dyan ng combination ng mga propositions, tapos may corresponding output value or truth value table niyan. Let's have another example. Okay, the microcontroller is on. Our first statement. The second one, the microcontroller is off. Oops. Sige na po. Try po natin ng mag-isip ng logical connector. Yung tayo lang po. Tingnan lang po. Sandali. Okay guys, yan. Kailangan ko lang basahin yung ano ko, yung throat ko. Okay. So, yung si microcontroller ay on, pwede ba siya at the same time magiging off? Wow! Kasi kung kalagitnaan malabo siya, para sabihin ko na on siya at saka off, hindi pwede. Diba? So, hindi pwede yung at saka or yung logic connector natin na AND. So, pwede siya maging on o kaya maging off siya. So, ang logical connector natin ay OR. Ayan, para sa mga nakapag-isip ng OR. Ayan, meron akong dito. So, photos para sa inyo. Ayan. Dati, pag nasa class ako, may sumasagot ng recitation and may regalong candy. Ito, handout for ka na. Congrats. Ayan. Okay guys. Wala ako flash na itong boto. Okay. Compound statements. So, many mathematical statements are constructed by... Okay, umulit ako. I'm sorry. Okay, more compound statements rather. Okay. A car has a brake. So, let that statement denoted by variable P. P is a car has a brake. And Q statement is a car has an accelerator. So ano po? Mabilisan na lang. Okay, of course, pag muli akong kotse, syempre kailangan merong brake. At of course, gusto ko minsan bibilis yung sakit, kailangan ko ng accelerator. So both kailangan ko. So therefore, and connector tayo. Therefore, natin formulator, a car has a brake and accelerator. Okay. Ito, yung mga gadget guys dyan. A mobile phone runs on an Android phone. Well, the second statement is, a mobile phone runs on an iOS. So, po natin, I or, bakit po? Pwede ba yung sabay? I don't think it's not. Can't be, right? So, yan. Para mga techie guys, hindi po siya sabay, no? Pwede. Dapat mamili ka lang. No? A mobile phone runs on an Android OS or on an iOS. Yan. So, iOS for, I think, Apple, right? Or OS for Windows type. Okay, yan. Anyways, basta, isa lang dyan pwedeng pilihan kapag gusto mong i-run ang isang Android phone. No? Kasi OS or an OS type of operating system. Okay. Hence, ito yung mga summary. Ito yung summary ng ating mga collectives. No? Ito yung mga symbol. And vertical V is actually the conjunction. Pag nakita natin and, that is actually conjunction and with the symbol of vertical V. This junction, yung or, yung regular V shape, and negation is not. That is, you could actually use a half square or leaning one that is slanted na or nakaslant na L, or a frequency sign. I think this is a frequency sign, sinusoidal wave sign. But in that case, we'll just use the half square sign. Okay, what is a truth table? So alam naman natin, pag may truth table tayo, it's just like we have matrix of what? Matrix of all the combinations of possible input number of statements versus their or with their corresponding truth values. Ayan po ang truth table. Okay? Define natin. Okay. Displays the truth table that corresponds to all possible values. And all possible values is actually computed by 2 raised to n. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng base 2? Why base 2? For example, we only have 2 statements. So, ang base natin dalawa. Parang sa binary. So, ilang combination ba meron tayo sa dalawang input variables of statements? No? So, dalawa lang ang pinag-usapan, base 2, yung raised to n, yung bilang ng variables. For example, we have statement P and Q. We have 2 variables. So, that's 2 raised to 2 variables, 2 raised to 2, which is 2 times 2, which is equal to 4. Which is equals to 4. So, meaning we have 4 combinations of these 2 input variables of P and Q statements. And of course, hence we have 4 output values. No? 4 output truth values. So the truth value for a proposition could be true or false. So by na ilan siya bilangan yung combination. Okay, ng truth table natin. Okay? So yan, let's move. Okay, so let's go now to the formal propositions. So kanina pinag-usapan pa lang natin, okay, meron akong logical connectors, okay, a vertical V, letter V, and a half square. Those are actually the conjunction, disjunction, and negation. Okay, so here are the following formal propositions. Let's start with the negation. So again, a half square symbol, not negations. Let P be a proposition. The negation of P is denoted by, ayan, half square and a P, and read as not P, and read as not P. So find the negation of the Find the negation of the proposition today is Friday. Yeah. So of course, no, day is not actually Friday. No? The negation of this, of course, is the opposite answer. Of course, today is not Friday. Yeah. The truth table for the negation of a proposition now is somewhat like this. We have only 2 possible outputs because we have only single variable. So 2 raised to 1, it's 2. So dalawa yung output natin dyan. True, false. Wala nang iba. No? So ang negation natin is if it's true, false. False, maging true sa truth value ng output natin. Okay? Yan, yung not P niya. So, kabaliktaran lang. Madali lang po yung negation. Okay, let's move to conjunction, or when we are using the AND logical connector, and that's the symbol vertical V. So let P and Q be propositions. The propositions of P and Q, you see P and Q, take note of that, and that will be our connector, logical connector, is true when both P and Q are true, otherwise false. Wala nang ibang sagot. Kailangan ko lang maging pareho, sila ay true. Ang P ko, ang Q ko, true and true respectively, then it's true. Otherwise, magkaiba ako ng kombinasyon ng P and Q ko, wala nang ibang sagot. None. Kung di false na. Okay? So, madali lang po siyang tandaan. Tsaka tandaan po natin yung AND. Pinaka-hint natin. 1 and 1 gives you 1 or true value, otherwise false. Okay, student who have taken calculus and tatanong si ma'am, wait lang po ma'am, sandali, I'm not class, I'm sorry. Ayan. So, ayan, again. Student who have taken calculus and computer sciences can take this class. Actually, kahit hindi pa natin titingnan yung truth table nito, we could actually see the check or think of the logical truth value of this right away. No? Tingnan natin. Student who have taken class, so that's positive. Kasi ang negative niyan, student who have not taken calculus, right? So this is positive, yung first statement natin. And then yung computer sciences can take this class. Can take. So positive pa rin. Kasi kung negative, cannot take. So true and true will give you true. So yun po yung sagot natin dyan. Okay? Yun. The truth value is true. And the truth table composition, ito yan siya. So, 4 na combination. So, madali lang po pagsulat ng combination sa truth table. Sulat natin yung input variables ng statements P and Q respectively, and then, alternate lang po natin dito sa Q. True, false, true, false. Kumbaga, isang beses magpalit na kaagad. Isang beses true, palit. Isang beses false, palit. Palit, palit. Dito, 2 beses. Kung isang beses dito, 2. Okay? True, true, false, false. So, ganun lang magbuo ng table. Klaro po. Okay, ayan. So, ano yung kanyang output truth value na P and Q? Itong symbol natin to. Okay? So, sabi natin, kapag parehong true, that's the time na magiging true siya. Otherwise, ang ibang combination, false. Ito, madaling, kahit di pa natin tandaan yung and dito, tandaan natin yung multiplication. Isipin na lang natin yung T ay 1. No? Ang F, 0. Okay. Tapos gamitin natin multiplication. 1 times 1, 1. Okay. Kapag nagkaroon ka ng 0 sa combination to, automatically, pag multiply ka ng 0, 0. Okay. 1 times 0, 0, which is F. 0 times 1, that's 0, which is 0. 0 times 0, of course, 0. So, ganun lang po siya. Okay? So, actually, ang equivalent nito sa Boolean algebra or Boolean theorem, it's actually plus sign, addition, or rather, multiplication rather. I'm sorry. Nag-jump na agad ako sa or. Okay? So, ayan. How about disjunction or or? Ayan. So, let P and Q be prepositions. The preposition of P or Q denoted by P V sign Q is false when both and Q are false, and otherwise it's always true. So, ano ibig sabihin? Kapag magkakaroon lang ako ng false, wala na akong chance na magkaroon ng totoo pag pareho silang false. So, ibig sabihin, yung the other three combinations, always true na sagot. Basta magkaroon lang ako ng at least isang totoo or true. That is actually true. So, yun yung ating disjunction. So, in this case, pwede ko siyang gamitan ngayon ng arithmetic operation ng plus sign. Kanina multiplication, ngayon plus sign. Bakit? Treat natin yung true as 1, treat natin again yung 0 as false, no? So, for example, combination ng P and Q, 1 plus 0, that's 1. Okay, 0 plus 1, that's 1. Then, baliktad, 1 plus 0 is 1. Ito nga lang. Okay, 1 plus 1, sir, 2 po. Oops, sandali. Pag nasa binary po tayo, hindi po tayo pwedeng sasagot na 2. Kasi ang symbol sa binary hanggang 1 lang, dalawang symbol, 0, 1. Ang sagot doon ay, actually, meron tayong 0, carry 1, then bring down 1. No? Nevertheless, that's still actually true. Basta meron akong isang 1, 1 pa rin. Okay? Ayan. So, ang ano, shortcut ko. Okay. Student who have taken calculus or computer sciences can take this class. Ayan, basta isa lang makuha kung sa subject na yun, pwede ko nang mag-take ang discrete math na to, kumbaga, kung yan ang usapan na prerequisite na. Okay? Right. So, obvious naman. Okay. Ayan. The truth value is, of course, true. Kasi, kung malimbawa, student who have taken calculus. Okay. Kahit hindi niya daw take, pero, nag-take naman siya ng computer sciences, so, pwede pa rin siya. The other way around, kahit hindi siya nag-computer sciences, kung kumuha na naman bang siyang kurso at nag-calculus na, pwede pa rin siyang pumasok sa subject na yun. Ganun lang. Okay? An example, consider the following statements and determine whether it is true or false. Okay? Try muna natin. Okay, sa statement to, nakalito yung examples na to. Pero sige, take natin. So, ice floats in water and 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Okay, meron tayong logic connective or logical connector na and. Again, dapat parehong true bago magiging true. Okay, that's true. Ayan. Okay, ice floats in the water. Am I right? Or is it correct? Yes, definitely. Ice floats in water, like kahit yung binunggo ng Titanic ang icebergs na yan, kahit ano kalaki ng icebergs na yan, lumutang pa rin yun sa water. So, totoo, it's true. Tapos, ang 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Of course, wala nang iba. 4 talagang sagot dyan, totoo rin. So, totoo plus totoo, or totoo times totoo, and kasi, that's totoo. So, yan, true value yan, true. Truth value, okay. China is in Europe and 2 plus 2 is 4. Obvious na tayo dun sa pangalawa, it's true. What about China? Is it in Europe? I don't think so. It is in Europe. So we have false and true. That is 0. Okay, so that's 0. China in Europe, 0 times, that's multiply, and times 1 still, kahit ano pa value nito, kung 0 na to, multiply ko sa 0. So false ang truth value niyan. Okay, so 5 minus 3 is equal to 1, or 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Okay, let's try, of course. Obvious na tayo dun sa 2 times 2 is equal to 4. That's true. Yung una, 5 minus 3 equal to 1. Ayan, nasaan napunta yung isa? Bakit 1 na lang ang sagot, diba? So, 5 minus 3 should be 2. So, that's false plus true is equal to what? So, it's just like saying 0 plus 1 is still 1. So, this statement is true. So, it's 1. Conditional statements. So let's move on to the conditional statements. Okay, let's go to the first kind of conditional statement, which is what we call the implication. So let P and Q be the propositions, and then the implication of P to Q, or P arrow Q, is the proposition that is false when P is true and Q is false, otherwise it's true. So para dun sa conjunction and disjunction natin, lagi tayong may hint na isa, tapos nag-otherwise ka, yun ang sagot ng otherwise. So pag alam na natin una, madali na siya. So kapag false daw ang P, pag P daw ay true and then Q is false, then we have an output value of false. Ayan. Okay, try natin ito. So usually the P is what we call the antecedent premise or hypothesis or a condition. And then meron tayong output, yung Q, yung consequence or conclusion. So kaya nga meron tayo dito ng if-then statement or compound proposition. If-then compound proposition. So for example, if you earn an A+ in math, logic, then I will give you a ring light. Ayan. So in this case, kahit hindi pa natin titignan yung whole table nito, let's say that P is you earn an A+ in logic, and then Q is I will give you a ring light. So pwede na natin right away tingnan yung logic value nito as a whole. So if you earn an A+ in logic, so that's actually a positive statement, right? You earn an A+, and then I will give you a ring light. That's still a positive. So kanina sabi niya magkakaroon lang ako ng false kapag ang P ko ay true, kapag yung Q ko ay false. In this case, true yung ating Q, pero yung P natin ay true. So kailangan kasi, so true, false. Ito ay true, true. O so anong sagot? This is actually otherwise true. Doon tayo sa otherwise nun, true. So yun ang hint natin dito. Okay, so ito yung truth table natin dyan for the implication. So let's start. Bakit namin siyang agad-sagot ganun? I'm sorry. Ayan. So in this case, ito yung truth table actually yung implication ng P to Q. So bakit tinawagan pala siya ng implication, or if P implies Q? Yung arrow is implies. P implies Q. So the implication of the occurrence of P is actually the occurrence of Q. Kaya P implies Q, or Q is an implication of the occurrence of P. Ayan. So kaya P implies Q. Okay? So in this case, nasan po yung ating so yung kanina, yung mathematical definition natin, it is true, false, doon lang siya magiging false. Otherwise, it's true. So let's, for example, let's take this first statement. Today is holiday. And the second one is the store is closed. So if P then Q, so ang combination natin ngayon dito is if today is a holiday, then the store is closed. So yan ang ating compound statement dito. Today is a holiday, or rather, if today is a holiday, then the store is closed. Kasi if then tayo, kasi susundin natin to. If P, which is today is a holiday, then Q, which is the store is closed. So yeah, P then Q. Okay. So please ignore this arrow. Sumama lang siya. For example, this one. Let's analyze this truth table for this compound statement. Today is a holiday, then the store is closed. Okay. Today is a holiday, so we are claiming that today is a holiday, then of course definitely the store is closed. Okay, let's try this one. True, today is a holiday, that's true, the store is closed. Yes, it's true. So definitely, or actually the answer is true. Kasi holiday naman, kaya close siya. Totoo naman. Okay, what about today is holiday? Yes. So, kaya true to, susundin lang natin as is yung sentence natin, yung P. Today is a holiday, kaya true. Tapos, kung false to, pabalik rin natin yung pagkasabi ng Q, kasi false to. The store is not closed. So, actually, dun sa definition, pag true, false, false na. So, ang ibig lang sabihin dito, okay, today is a holiday, pero open siya kasi not close, so false siya. Obvious tayo na false siya. Okay, allow me to go down first on the bottom combination, the false and false. Okay, let's convert this. Today is not a holiday, which is false dito. Ito po tayo tingin, no? And then ito ay the store is not closed. Okay, today is not holiday, no? Then the store is not closed. So if today is not holiday, then definitely kung sinabi rin dito the store is not closed, then that is true. Hindi naman, in-expect naman natin na dati kapag holiday dapat close. Dito naman hindi naman holiday, hindi naman din siya close, kaya true yan. Okay, next combination ng last possible combinations, kasi we have only 4 combinations for the 2 input variables of statements. For example, okay, let's convert this. Today is a holiday because this is F, so we are now looking on the third line. Today is not holiday, F. Okay, false. And then the store is closed. Okay, so hindi. Ito yung medyo nakakalito dito. Kasi sabi niya, today is not holiday, pero biglang close ka. Dito is not holiday, then hindi naman siya close. Pero dito, hindi naman holiday, pero open siya dito. Kasi not close. No? So, ang value niya ay true. Bakit naging true? Why? What do you think? Okay, so ito siya. So, hindi nga holiday, no? It is not holiday, pero open siya. It is not a holiday. Pero dito, the store is closed. Balik na rin na, yes, the store is closed, no? So, close siya. It is not holiday, then it is closed. Bakit naging true siya? Okay, ganito yan. So, wala na akong right para alamin pa kung ito ay not holiday. Kasi there might be other reasons why the store is actually closed. Kahit na ito ay hindi holiday. So we don't have no reason just to know that today is not a holiday, and then definitely ito ay close, so hindi siya. Okay? So, kaya true itong ating sagot dito. Okay? So, there might be other reasons. Like, for example, okay, true, it's close, pero hindi naman holiday. Malay nyo, kaya, yan. Oh, yan. So, again, so, maaaring baka hindi naman yun ang dahilan na porke holiday o hindi. Baka nagme-maintenance na sila ng mga equipment nila, kaya siya ay close. Ayan. So, ganun lang po kasi. Okay? So, that's what we call the implication. So, the implication of the P statement, the implication of the occurrence of the P is actually the implication of the occurrence of Q, or the implication of Q is actually the occurrence of the P. Ayan. Next. Another conditional statement is what we call the equivalence or biconditional. So, ang hint natin ito, biconditional. Excuse me. Ayan. Ayan, nililusog na ako ng bunsoy ko. Kakain na daw siya. Okay. By the way, guys. Ayan. So, let P and Q be a preposition. The biconditional P double-sided arrow, right and left arrow, Q is the preposition that is true when the P and Q have the same truth values and false otherwise. So, dapat magiging true lamang po ang compound preposition natin or compound statement natin kapag ang P and Q ay dapat parehong truth value. So, parang yung and false otherwise. So, try natin itong example. No? So, ibig sabihin, kahit pagbaliktarin ko yung P implies Q and Q implies P, valid pa rin. Kumbaga. And it is actually expressed as P if and only if Q. Yan. P if and only if Q. Yan. Para bang vice versa. P if and only if Q, vice versa. Q if and only if P. Yan. For example, you can take flight if and only if you buy a ticket. Yes naman, of course, you buy a ticket, then you can take the flight as well. Ayan, you can have dessert if and only if you eat your meal, or you're done with your meal, or you're finished with your meal. And if you're finished with your meal, then you can have your dessert. Ayan. The truth table, ito po siya. Ayan. So, dapat pareho. Ano? Kung true ang P statement natin, dapat true din ang Q statement para maging true. Kaya kung false naman siya, dapat false din yung kabila para maging true siya. Otherwise, pag isa man doon, nagkontrahan na, hindi na yun biconditional. Kaya nga, back and forth, dapat mag-meet sila eh. Kaya kung yung isa, hindi na nagukma dun sa papunta, what else pa more pabalik, hindi na sila nagukma. Kaya nga true, false, 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 true, it's still false. Ayan, icebreaker muna tayo, guys. Mami, icebreaker, paging icebreaker dyan. Si Mami, busy siya. Okay. Yan, medyo kasi namimiss ko talaga yung icebreaker niya. So, wala tayong magagawa. Distance learning tayo, online mode tayo. At asynchronous mode, you could actually repeat this video as many times as you want until sa time na maintindihan natin. Anyways, if you have any further any questions pa, you could actually contact or call or message, no, through our Edmodo class or our official FB accounts of Engineer Darwin Miranda, my teammate, and yours truly, Engineer Robert Pamba, your instructor. Okay, guys, icebreaker time. Kamukha ng dati, nung nasa face-to-face tayo. Okay guys, ako muna ha. Dati kayo nagbibigay ng icebreaker. Ako naman, babawi ako, promise. Ito naman. Okay guys. Ito guys. Ayan. Spelling naman tayo. Paki-spell naman yung 1. As in number 1. Ayan. Okay. Ayan. Most of you, I think, guys, no, common naman na, I understand talaga. Common naman na sasagot nila ay O-N-E. No? Ayan. 1. So, sige. Sige. Which is, since this is just an icebreaker, in my case, 1 is not equal to O-N-E. No? Nung teenager ako, kasi ganito ko mini-spell ang 1. Ganito guys. Ito ha. Sirip na kayo. Wala kayong choice. Kasi one-way communication tayo dito. Okay. Ito na siya. Ganito. Ayan. 1 is equal to T-E-E-N. Tin. Ayan. Bakit? Alam niyo bakit? Ito guys ha. So, I hope discreet yung ano natin doon, yung mode of thinking natin, no? Kasi ganito siya. Ito yung sagot. Bakit T-E-E-N? Ito siya, guys. Yan. Why? Ayan. 19, 18, 17. Ayan, guys. O, diba? Wala lang yan eh. Kasi 19, 18, 17. Pero guys, yeah. So, T-E-E-N ang sagot natin dyan, guys. Ayan, nice maker for this break ng module natin. See you guys on the part 2 module. So, medyo bilisan ko na siguro. Or, comment na lang kayo kung mabilis ako mag-discuss. Anyways, you could actually repeat this video. Yung link na to, kukuha, i-broadcast, I think, is Sir Ralph or the Dean's Office. Thank you, Sir Ralph. Okay guys, so see you in the next module. Part 1 pala ito ng module 1 ha. See you in the part 2 module 1. Okay, see you.